Hello everyone, this is the Sidelines Photoshop template tutorial. This is one that I've been working on for a while. A lot of moving parts to it, but it's all fairly easy, just a lot of vector shapes and stuff like that. The magic of this one is kind of this frame here that just has its wraparound text, but every layer here is completely editable, customizable, whatever you want to call it, and there's so much you can do with it. So we're just going to trade this out just with a quick football player this morning. But I'll walk you through the layers real quick. You have your first folder here, and I have everything broken up into folders. Excuse me, let me turn my do not disturb on. Sorry. This is the bottom text. Then you have your subject. Then you have your just a little bit of top text here. And then it says mid layers. That's kind of the background, but some of the just directly behind the subject. The frame text here. And then your background layer. So, first thing I want to do, have my move tool selected with auto select turned on. You know I'm a fan of that auto select. I'm just going to click her and it automatically picks her over here in the layers panel. I'm just going to grab, I'm not going to get too picky here. I'm just going to grab this kid, drag him over. Just going to size him. Again, I'm not going to get perfect with it. I haven't really done any editing on him too much. Let's just hide the knees a little. Keep him about right there. I want to turn that layer of her off. Cool. Alright, I'm going to close that. That's all we're going to use there. Has a little bit of a drop shadow, as you can see. Bottom text. Let's go ahead and change that since that's the top layer. I'm just going to zoom in. Actually, one thing I like to do sometimes just to get my colors, and we're going to use the logo anyway. I want to come over here and drop their logo in. Give it a second. It's coming off my NAS. There we go. I'm just going to minimize or make it a little smaller. Excuse me. Keep it here for a second. All right, now let's go into the bottom colors. Let's drag this down a little. I still have my move tool with auto select on, or you can just grab the text tool. Let's grab the text. All right, this is from a charter school. Whoops, sorry. All right, I typed it out. Now I'm going to hold Command or Control A to select all of that. I'm just simply going to come up here and change the colors to this red, I think. All right, and now you see how it's stretched out real far. Let's click in there, select all again. I want to grab this character thing. If you don't have it, it's going to be up here in Window, Character. I just have it kind of pinned over here. This VA with the arrows kind of pointing out, I have it, these letters really spread out. I'm just going to use my arrow key. I want to go down to, let's do 1500 for now. All right, then I'm going to do Lady Mustangs. I want to say Eagles. Now, let's change the color of this to this blue. There we go. Say OK, and this is obviously football. So I'm going to select soccer here, Command or Control A, football. All right, now let's kind of resize things. Let's go back to the team, Command or Control T. I'm just going to make that a little bigger. I want to drag it down just a little. I don't mind that it's overlapping. Sorry, I forgot to change the color of the football text. There we go. We'll keep it that red again. All right, now this school and org, let's see. I'll select the layer. I'm going to hold shift and just use my arrow keys and just move it up some. Then we can play with the mask on the athlete. Now on the sport also, I'm going to push down. I like overlapping, if you haven't noticed, with a lot of my designs. And actually, let's go to Eagles again. I want to go to the character. I am going to push it out, spread it out a little more. Not too much, just because it's kind of a shorter team name, if that makes sense. Commander Control, whoops, sorry. Commander Control T, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger again, about right there. Cool. Now if you feel like that got all spread out and uneven when you did that, you can click that top layer, the sport, hold shift, click that bottom one, the team, go to move, and you'll see this little thing that looks like a Christmas tree. It's going to kind of line them all, straighten them all back up for you again. Cool, and that's it for the bottom text. Let's hide that icon again a little bit more. Actually, let's turn it back on. Now I'm going to go straight to the background text layers. Let me show you what's going on here. So the little bit of white, this one's a little more complicated. So the little bit of white that you see peeking through, that's just this background solid color. I tend to just leave it white. I like that look. You can change it if you want. Just double click it. Pick this red or something. Now you see, and it is going to bleed into this frame if you want it to. We'll get to that in a little bit. The fill on this little rounded edge frame here is set to 0, so that's why you're seeing the background color bleed through. Excuse me. Now, this little bit of edge, actually this is going into the frame a little bit. You'll see this orange, and it's going outside a little bit too. Here, let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. So the frame here, as you see, the fill is set to 0. I can crank it all the way up to 100, and now you're not going to see those colors. So let's keep that up for now. So right now, the orange here, you see it's kind of masked just to kind of give it some splash. Mostly down here on the edge, it's starting to bleed through a little. I'm going to select this red again. And then you have this edge color of just black, which again I like, but we can, and this one in a solid color layer, you just select the color overlay. Let's just play with this blue for this one. There we go. Okay, now you got your primary color, and that's going to be in the background. I'm going to go back up to this framed bar, and I want to set that fill back to 0 for now, just so you can kind of see what it's doing with that frame. All right, so now this is going to be this is going to be a gradient here. Let me zoom out a little so you can see what it's doing again. And that's just this background behind the subject within the border of this frame. So let's double click that, and we have it kind of coming from a white down here to a gray. Let me show you again. All right. So I think I'm going to have it just go from that white to a blue. So I want to just click this gray down here on the end, select that blue again. Now let's lighten it just a little, not too much, like right there. I think I did like it darker, so let's select that darker blue again. If anything, maybe instead of going lighter, let's try to go darker. And for tutorial purposes, I'm just going to leave it at this for now. Again, if you're going to do it for a client or somebody, you're going to spend more time. You're going to nitpick it. All right, now you see this little line on each corner, on the top and the bottom corner, just one corner. Now we can change the color of that. Let's double click this, and I'm just going to go to color overlay. I want to select that red again, and with the outer glow, you can kind of leave it a white, or I can select this red again and just lighten it, maybe just kind of give it like a reddish glow coming off of it. And it's so subtle, it's really hard to tell. But we'll zoom in on it, and now you can see it. Cool. And that's really it for the background layers. Now let's go back in to the middle layers, and then we'll play with that text. So let's see, mid layers. We're going to convert this logo to go there. Actually, let's go ahead and do it now. Let me just drag it down just on top of the logos folder for now. Actually, you know what? I want to keep it where it was while we're doing this. I'm going to make it large. I'm going to make a duplicate of it because I want to keep using this one for samples. So I'm going to turn off the main one. Here's how you want a PNG or a clear background, transparent background logo for this. Most of you probably just have something like this on a white. So here's how I'll do it. I'll double click this layer, slide it over, and down here under the blending options where it says blend if, I'm just gonna grab that the white, and I want to get rid of that white. Then I'm going to hold Alt or Option, and I'm going to separate these white sliders, and I'm just going to keep bringing this white one down so you see this edge kind of go away, this white edge. See, now I'm starting to lose the actual color of the logos. Okay, pull it back up until that's solid again, and then grab this one. Same thing, you don't want the color of the logo itself to go away. So right there is good enough. Cool. Then what I like to do is create a new layer by clicking this little plus icon. Then I'll just grab both of those. And then on a Mac, I will do Shift Option Command E. And that'll, whoops, sorry. It is Option Command E? Yeah. Which would be Alt Control E on a Windows, I believe. But that just creates a merged version of that. So we'll delete these two. And now you just see you have a transparent background now. Alright, so I'm going to drag this down and put it inside this logos folder. Turn off the other one. Command or Control T. Now I have this guy that I could kind of put in the background if you want to use a logo. I will use it for this one. If you want to change the color of it, come in here, change the color of it. Hold on. I turned off my my reference colors. Here we go. Let's turn those back on. Whoops, sorry. Command or Control T to make that smaller again. All right, let's go back down to this logo. Whoops, sorry. I'm going to click the layer effects here. I'm probably going to keep it white. I'm just showing you how you can change the colors if you wanted. Or, I don't know. Let's keep it red. I want to make this, let's keep it blue, actually. And as you see, it's got this white glow around it. I will also change the color of that to the same color. Or, like I said, like a little bit lighter blue. I might go back and turn those white. We'll see. If you don't want to use a logo, turn it completely off. Still looks fine. Or if you want to use like a number or a E for Eagles, or again, select it 33. That went off somewhere. Let's see, Command. This is still set to 2000. So go back to that character thing. Do 0. Command or Control T to resize it. You could just throw a number on there if you wanted. whatever you want to do. I just put a text layer there just in case you wanted to do something like that. A lot of my samples that I've used this for, I've just turned it off completely. But for now, let's just keep that logo on there. We'll kind of come back to it. Excuse me. All right, so let's go down here. Now you see grid. It's very subtle. You probably don't see it doing anything. Let's zoom in. You can kind of see a faint little grid back here. And it'll come up here, and it goes from a dark to a light. Now you can see it kind of go on and off. So again, you can leave that on. You can turn it off. Let's get here and so just a gradient color on it, going from just a white to a black. Let's send it to a really midnight blue, something like that. Scroll back up and see what it did. So there it is back there, just a real dark blue. Cool. Now we have just these, you'll see like these kind of overlapping diamond patterns all over it. Again, you can turn that completely off if you want for a cleaner look, or if you want it to kind of pop some more, just turn them on. Excuse me. Then down here you just have this back glow. Again, I don't really have these set to do too much, but if you wanted to change the color on this abstract kind of diamond icon, you probably could, but I just have it set so it's just kind of accenting whatever color is behind it. Haven't played with it too much, but you probably could just come in here and change colors of it like that, just by adding a color overlay. I felt it was better without. Now down here, this just white glow, it is set on a solid color layer. Feel free to change it. I like it just white because it's kind of blending in down here with this bottom text frame. But if you want to change it, that's how you do it. Right now, this big diamond behind them, which the diamond works great for baseball as well. Kind of, let's see. Sorry, let me get to where I can see it good. All right, now you can just double click, go to color overlay is really the only thing you'd need to change. If you want to turn the bevel off, you can. It's just right here. Drop shadow, I just have it, it's more of a white glow around it to kind of get the vibe of this backlight and smoke kind of coming around it. So we're going to grab this red. All right, that's it. What else do we have? That's it, really, for the middle layers. We're almost done here. I want to go ahead and cut off that. Well, I'll turn it back on. We have the top text. All right, so top text. Let's get in here and play with that. First things first, let me change his name. I'm going to just double click. It automatically selects the text tool, or you can just grab the text tool, click in here, Command or Control A to select all of it. All right. Same thing with the last name. And he is actually a middle school guy, so instead of putting a class, I'm just going to put a position here. He's a kicker. And his number, obviously, is 33. All right, so we're going to line all this up. So first, I'm going to change the colors of his number. I'm just going to select all of it, click this color thing here again. And what I like to do personally with the number is just select that blue that's behind it. And I just kind of barely want it to show through. Let's get my move tool. I'm going to turn off auto select. I'm going to hold shift and just slide it over. Command or Control T. I'm going to make it a little smaller. Something like that is what I like. Now, if you want it to stand out, do white or, you know, some crazy color. I'm going to click turn auto select on. I want to click his first name. Just shift it over a little. His position, same thing. I want to shift it over just so it kind of lines up with the end of the last name. That's kind of how I like to do things. I want to keep the first name and the position. I want to keep it white, but obviously to change it, you just double click it come up here, change the name. All right, so the last name, I will use this red, maybe pop it up just a little, just to let it stand out some. All right, and that's it with the name. The more I look at this, I think I do want this logo here to be white. I have my move auto select on. I just clicked it, so it automatically went there. So let's play with that some more. Or is that too much white? I don't know. You decide. You do what works for you. All right. Now, finally, let's go to this kind of frame that's going around for the text. First thing I'm going to do is just change the text. Grab my text tool, click on it anywhere, Command or Control A to select all of it. Now, please pay attention to this part because it can get messed up if you don't be careful with the text size here. So we're going to keep it where it's at. And I'm just going to type Lincoln Charter Eagles football and space, Command or Control A, copy. I want to arrow to the end, and I'm just going to keep pasting that until it goes all the way around. And as you see, there's a gap here, and that's okay. So Command or Control A again. Now watch, you go up here to the text size, and it's 33.69, and I'm going to use my arrow key, and I just hit down one time to get it to 33. If you do it again, it's going to put that gap in there. Just keep playing with the size very subtly, and you'll get it to where it kind of closes up good. And that's really it. Hopefully I didn't. Just check your spelling. All right, because instead of having one misspelled word, since you copied and paste, you're going to have like 10 of them and look like a dummy. Don't ask me how I know. All right, now we're done with the colors. We're going to close that out. Now what I was showing you with the text is this frame. Let's play with that some more. Again, I have it set to fill 0, so it's taken some colors that I was using in the background layers. That's how I prefer it. If you want this whole thing to be solid, or just semi-solid, just start bringing this fill up. Watch, you can do 50% if you want. Let's grab you can do a color overlay on it. Actually, let's turn on right here. Let's turn it on here. Or a gradient even. Let's play with the gradient. I'm a big fan of gradient. The lighter color. Let's just play with this red some more. And then, let's see. Since it gets kind of white down here, you can always take it from a darker red to a lighter red. And that does look good. So you can always do something like that. And that, again, this is at about 50% fill. You can crank it all the way up to 100. Wasn't a big difference there. Oh, there's not a difference at all because I forgot that's how fills work on here. So once you turn on a gradient, it just, here, watch, we'll turn it all the way down. Now you can still use that gradient overlay. I'm going to turn it off. And that's the same thing. If you just want to do it a solid color, you could. Then we have just a slight drop shadow. So that's why I had the fill down. Sorry. Just keep it low all the way down. If you want color, just turn on the gradient or the color. I kind of don't mind that, really, but I still think I like just the background peeking through better. Let's see, with the gradient, if you did want it, like I was saying, just kind of halfway, just turn the opacity down like that. Now you can just start gradually bringing that gradient back in. or you can just crank it up all the way. So yeah, you can just get weird and get really creative with this little frame piece. Let's make sure I got everything I wanted. Once you're done, feel free to go back into the background with all these different edge colors and stuff like that, and play around with it. If you want this little white edges to kind of start changing, I mean, you can do like a lighter red, and again, it's going to affect this bottom part of this frame as well. But maybe a gray, I don't know. I'm just going to keep it white. But that's how you change it. Pretty simple, pretty easy. I think this one will do great with all your sports. I really like it with soccer. I really like it with baseball. Maybe that's because I'm going into spring sports, so that's what I'm using it for the most right now. But yeah, all your other templates are going to work the same. The team, the button, everything. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll help you out as much as I can. Thanks.